Now we're going to go ahead and skip to the second to the last paragraph. And so Avi is going to read it for us. So this is going to be answering the question on the back page of your worksheet. So everybody should be on the back page of the reading guide. Yep. And Avi is going to read for us. So we start to get pretty dramatic here with these last couple of statements that they're issuing. So follow along, and again, feel free to be underlining because you're going to want to be using these in your argument. Okay, so Avi is going to go ahead and read it.
We now prepared to obliterate it more rapidly and completely every production enterprise the Japanese have involved run in cities. We shall destroy their docks, their factories, and their communications. Let there be no mistake, we shall completely destroy Japan's power to make war.
Yeah. Okay. So can anybody, let's see, I'm going to go ahead and pull from the deck again. So everybody needs to be prepared to tell me one thing that the U.S. is going to be ready to do. Yeah. So we're gonna list 3. All right, Layla again. We'll take her card out. Poor Layla.
Dorian.
Okay. I loaded the deck actually. I only put Dorian and Layla's name in just like 7 times. All right, let's start again.
Geraldine Arra.
Okay, Geraldine, what's one thing that the U.S. is prepared to do? Okay, so to make war, can you look specifically one detail in here that they're saying that they're ready to do of the paragraph that Avi just said? Okay, good. So that's the most important statement of that whole paragraph.
What?
That they are going to completely destroy Japan's power to make war.
Isn't it obliterate like completely destroy?
Good. So the word obliterate, we want to talk about that. So obliterate means to completely destroy. So if you obliterate something, it just pretty much almost like... Okay, Miguel's going to go ahead and read the last paragraph. So this is where we're going to get most of our information for the next question. So everyone should be following along.
It was to spare the Japanese people from utter destruction that the ultimatum of July 26 was issued at Potsdam. Their leaders promptly rejected the ultimatum. If they do not now accept our teams, they may expect a rain of ruins from the air, the like of which has never been seen of this earth. Behind this air attack will follow sea and land forces in such numbers and powers as they have not yet seen, and with the fighting skills of which they have already known.
All right, so this is a powerful statement, right? So this is why I picked this, because remember, this is something, who issued this?
The United States.
The United States, the president. So this is the official press statement of President Truman.
Did he write it or they hope for him?
Well, generally they have a team that writes it for him, so I'm not sure if he actually wrote it himself, but most likely not. He's more of a figurehead sometimes. But all right, so the first question then. So what was the purpose of the ultimatum issued at Potsdam? First of all, what is an ultimatum?
Like, do this or do this.
Yes, it is a sequel in the Born series. So it's your last warning. So
it's like a threat, basically.
And the threat.
You do this,
We'll do this.
Exactly. So a lot of times people use ultimatums in terms of like relationships or things like that. So let's say, you have a boyfriend and he keeps looking at other girls, and you're like, if you look at one more girl, then we're done. That's it. If you don't return one more call, that's it. We're done. So it's kind of like your last chance. Well, it's true. We all say that. And then you just got to stick to it, or else you lose all your power if you don't actually.
I mean,
come on.
If I were the president, I wouldn't have done that. I would just like straight out attack them when I'm not even warning, like they did to me. Because why tell them, oh, we're gonna attack you, oh, we're gonna attack you, oh, we're gonna attack you, if they're not even gonna listen. And they're gonna say, okay, since they're gonna attack me, then I must start preparing myself.
Okay.
So might as well just throw the atomic bombs and get done with this. Like, it's so hard.
So that, Miguel brings up an interesting question also. So it kind of depends on what your goal is. If your goal is to get revenge, then you're right, you don't want to warn them. But if your goal is to just get out of the war, then you might want to just threaten them. Right. So, and that's the thing too, which Alexis brings up, which is a really good point too, is that Pearl Harbor was military based. So attacking Pearl Harbor did have military kind of considerations. Whereas attacking Hiroshima, yes, it did have military implications as far as it caused them to surrender and it's going to destroy their industries, but it's not a military base. So they're not the same type of attack. So this is something that we're going to be ironing out during the debate as well. All right, so again, so what was the purpose of the ultimatum at Potsdam? So what did they want the Japanese to do?
They wanted them
to surrender. So Potsdam was the conference, and you're going to read something from that conference, so you'll understand what it is better when we get to the rest of the packet. So what was the goal? What did they want Japan to do?
to make them surrender.
To surrender. Good. So that was the goal. So they issued them this ultimatum: if you don't surrender, then we are going to drop these bombs on you. And you're going to read exactly what they said.
Attack by air.
Exactly. So we're going to just basically bring you down. And so you're going to see the Potsdam Declaration is in your packet, which we'll be looking at also. And so you'll see exactly how they phrased it. And it's another really strong, powerful declaration. So the U.S. is kind of flexing their military muscles right here.
Do they have like videos of like when they drop the bomb?
I don't know if they have videos.
YouTube.
They do? Yeah, okay, they do have videos. I know they have lots of pictures. Yeah, so we'll be able, I'll bring in a video on tomorrow, on Tuesday. So something to look at also. So I'll look at that.
They didn't have radars?
They did have radars.
Then how did they not know that it was a bomb?
Well, it's a small plane. So they actually dropped it in just a regular like B-52 bomber, so just kind of a normal sized plane. So they didn't know that it's not like they had to bring this huge ship or like lots and lots of airplanes or things like that. So they didn't, I don't think they knew what was going to hit them. This was new technology that the world had never seen before.
So the U.S. had it first.
Yep. Okay, so we have a couple more questions. So let's focus on
Germany
this. They thought they were developing it, but they never
Who was
actually.
it? Einstein?
Mhm.
I think what?
He wrote a letter. Okay, so let's finish up this, and then we'll get into some more questions about the logistics of the bombings. So what can be expected if the Japanese do not unconditionally surrender immediately? What's going to happen?
Shit.
They died.
So I'm going to go ahead and pick another card myself, because I can. Here we go. So what's going to happen? Hey, you guys gotta go to the card. So what's going to happen to the Japanese if they don't surrender immediately?
They died. They go down. Yeah,
So
the US,
specifically.
the U.S. drops the bomb and that's it. And
Right.
it's war.
So what
And
happens
surrender.
if they still keep fighting after the bomb?
They'll be attacked by sea,
Another bomb.
By sea, by land, and another bomb, as we know. So they didn't say anything about another bomb. They just say what can be expected. Let's find one more person. Unless,
That would be dumb if they would surrender once they throw the first atomic bomb.
yeah,
Because
well,
it destroyed a lot of the city.
that's true. That is true. So Alexis, what's going to happen specifically to the Japanese if they do not surrender? Good. So the country will be completely destroyed, and the people will have nowhere else to go. So they specify in this, again, exactly what's going to happen. So a phrase that you might want to underline, which I kind of think is pretty powerful, is they can expect a rain of ruin from the air. A rain of ruin. That's pretty dramatic. So you use it.
That basically says they're gonna drop another bomb.
Yeah. So and not just one bomb, because is it raining if it's one drop?
From the air.
Right. So it's going to be.
Another bomb.
We're going to keep bombing you.
What if it through acid?
Well, that would also be a rain of ruin as well. So they kind of leave it open because you know, not knowing. That's true. Or maybe it's going to be a flood, a biblical flood. I don't know. They leave it open. They leave it open because they want you to worry. All right. So the final question then. So what is the tone of this press release as a whole?
They're trying to get you scared.
Perfect. So they're trying to intimidate the Japanese. So the tone is intimidating. Leslie. It's intimidating. It's powerful. It's a little bit cocky as well.
Yeah!
So they're cocky. I mean, the